Welcome back to the homestead. I'm Lorraine. This is Bluff Creek Acres, and if you've not been here before, welcome, and if you're back, thank you. Just a little FYI on us, for those that are new, we live on an acreage in southeast Oklahoma. My husband Chris and I are off-grid, so we have solar power and we have rainwater catchment for our water source. Today I'm going to share with you guys 3 different styles of cooking that we do to help keep the heat out of the kitchen. In southeast Oklahoma, it gets a little warm. The heat index today is around 110 and there's no breeze today. So that makes it pretty hot and sticky outside. Also makes it a little bit warm here in the house. Now, we do use fans. That keeps us very comfortable. But cooking creates a lot of heat, so we do everything we can in the summertime to keep the heat out of the kitchen. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that we do that. The first one I'm going to share with you now is our crock pot. Almost everybody has a crock pot. I've used crock pots for meals for years. One of our favorite all-time meals is a crock pot meal. I'm not making that today because you have to boil pasta for that, and that creates a lot of heat. But today in my crock pot, I'm putting in a chicken that we raised here on our homestead, butchered ourselves, pulled it out of the freezer. Now I'm ready to put it in the crock pot. I'm just going to put some barbecue sauce on it. Then that's really all I've done. I did put some onions in the bottom. I never like to put my meat directly on the bottom of my crock pot, just because it always seems to stick. So even just a few onions sliced in the bottom of the crock pot help keep the chicken up off the bottom, keeps the liquids flowing around, and then you have some really good tasty barbecue onions. So that's what I'm going to do now. Then I'm going to take you outside and show you a second way that we cook to keep heat out of the kitchen. That is our sun oven. That's kind of a cool way to cook, and I've done this, a little demo of this on another video a while back called Cooking with Sun and Sand, or maybe it was Sand and Sun, one of those. Anyway, so if you want to go back and watch that, you can too. It's a pretty cool video. But today I'm going to show you how we set it up, how we use it, all those good things. Then the third way that we cook around here to keep the heat out of the kitchen is that we grill. We grill a lot in the winter, in the summer. Well, we grill in the winter too. And when we lived in Nebraska, we grilled in the winter with snow on the ground. So we've always been grillers. Chris is very good at grilling. This is a new thing for me. I've only been grilling, well, I started grilling last summer when it was too hot to cook in the kitchen. I told Chris, show me how to do this so I can cook without having to heat up the kitchen. So that's what we're going to do today. 3 meals, same day. We're going to eat 1 for this evening. The other 2 will get us through the weekend. Then we'll have leftovers for lunches next week. So these 3 meals, 1 day, stretch it out. A great way to keep heat out of my kitchen because it is warm today. Alright, so into the crock pot goes my chicken, some barbecue sauce. We're going to turn it on and let it go low and slow and do its thing. So as you can see, I took my crock pot, put my onions in there. I've got my chicken here. I have rinsed it off, drained it. It's good to go. I should probably scoot you guys out a little bit. I don't know if you can see all of this. There you go. Now, we have tried to stay close to a Whole30 diet. It doesn't always work. We are sugarholics on occasion. But I do have a barbecue sauce that we really like. This is the barbecue sauce we really like. It's made by True Made. It's no sugar. It's actually made in Texas, which, you know, is a bonus for us. And we enjoy it. So I'm going to put a little bit of this bold and spicy and then a little bit of the sweet and spicy on there to just get a good mix of flavors. Okay, just a little bit of barbecue sauce. Get all the goodness out of that bottle. Shake it up and get all those flavors going. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna put the lid on. Lid on. Chicken's almost too big for this. I'm gonna put it on high to get it started. My crock pot, that works better. And then I'll turn it down to low and let it go till 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. And then let it cool a little bit and I'll throw it in the fridge. We'll have it for dinner tomorrow or the next night. I can actually put it back in the crock pot to warm it up so I don't have to heat up my oven or my stove. Or I can just cut off what we're gonna eat, warm that up with a little bit of water in a saucepan with the lid on it and create a little bit of heat, but not too bad. Or we can just eat it cold because sometimes cold chicken is really good. All right, 1 meal down, 2 more to go. Okay, guys, so we're outside and I'm setting up the Summit oven, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about setting it up and how it works. So it's a black box on the inside with a glass top that opens and shuts, reflective material around the edges. So all that heat gets concentrated into that box. It has a thermostat in it so we can see how hot it gets. Set it up, let it get a little warm. I usually put food in around 250, 300, depending on the day and what I'm cooking. Today we're doing pork chops, so around 250 will be good. I can put it in and just let it do its thing. You do have to turn it with the sun, but it makes it faster, but you don't have to do that. Like I could set this up and go to work on a fully sunny day, come home, and my meal will be cooked. But it works faster if you adjust it with the sun every day. So I'm gonna show you a couple things we need to do to set it up, and then we're going to go back inside and I'll show you what we're putting inside the Sun oven. Okay, so it's kind of bright, but there you go. You can see the reflective walls down inside. It's very bright, the reflection, but down inside is very dark. Very black. Has a hanging rack that moves, swivels, so as you adjust the height of the box, it will stay level. Has a thermostat. Has this special handle with a little hole in it, and I'll show you what that's about in a minute. So we want to aim it at the sun. So at the sun. And then we're going to use this little leg down here to raise it up to the right spot, and that hole in the handle is going to tell us that we're at the right spot. So as you can see, the sunlight comes through the hole at the top, and we want it to line up with the hole at the bottom. Now this is not exact, but I'm going to leave it where it is. It's as close as I'm going to get right now, and then as the sun moves down a little bit more, I'm not going to have to raise it up as much or come back and raise it up one more time. So, but we've got the back end. It's all set up. Just a couple notches from the top and we're ready to go. Now, we're going to let it get hot. I don't know if you can see that. So we're going to use our thermostat, let it get hot. Then we're going to put our food in and go from there. So let's go in the house and get our food ready to go. All right, guys, we're back inside and we're going to prepare our meal to go in the Sun oven. So the Sun oven comes with multiple pieces. When you order one, you get 2 of these enamel pans, and they stack on top of each other. So you can actually cook 2 things at one time, which basically means you can cook a whole meal right here in your Sun oven with no heat in the kitchen. It comes with 2 lids. Ooh, sorry. It comes with 2 different types of lids. It comes with a glass lid, and then it comes with an enamel lid. It's a little bit domed. A whole chicken will fit in here with a domed lid, just so you know. I've done a couple of chickens that way. Today we're doing pork chops, and I'm actually doing pork chops 2 different ways, 2 different flavors. So technically I'm making 4 meals today. Basically I'm making more because we'll use leftovers, but 4 separate style meals. So one of our pork chops sets is going to have some special roasted garlic and onion jam on it. On the other ones, I'm going to put a little bit of Dijon mustard and some extra seasonings. I've already salt and peppered them, We're going to lay them in the pans and get them ready to go. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm all done. Okay, here's one set of pork chops ready to go. There's the other set. Now these pans are a little on the smaller side, so you know, a little cramming is required. They're not totally flat, but they'll work and it'll be really, really tasty. So on these, I'm going to do the garlic and onion. And on these, I'm going to do the mustard and seasonings. Okay, so I seasoned these up and I thought I was recording while I was seasoning them, and apparently I wasn't. So, you're not going to get to actually see me do it. But this one is the roasted garlic and onion jam. Should be really, really good. And on this, I have the Dijon mustard, some paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. Now, the cool thing about the Sun oven is I can cook both of these at the same time. Stack them up. Put the lid on, and it's ready to go. So we're going to take this outside. We're going to put it in the Sun oven and let it do its thing. Okay, so here we are. I've put the pans down inside the oven on the rack because it's really hard to get them in there and hold the camera at the same time. But I wanted to show you the temperature is right about 250. We've put them on the rack. Now we're going to close the lid, lock it down, and let it do its thing. So we just used the little latches here, locked it down, called it good. Now we'll adjust this as the sun. We'll come back behind here, and you'll see that the dot is not lined up real well. So we'll move it a little bit. We'll just twist it, the whole box. Now it's lined up and we're good to go. About 20 minutes, I'll come back out and check it, line it all back up, keep going. Okay guys, it's time to go check on our dinner that's been cooking in the Sun oven. As you can see, it's started to get shaded, but it's done. And I know it was done because I came out here and as you can see, the glass is all fogged. That's when you know it's done, which is kind of strange, I know, but it works. So we'll just unlock. It's still about 200 degrees in there. So it's still plenty warm. You can see the fog, that steam that came up on the top there. So I'm going to let it cool for just a second, then I'm going to... Okay, so let's take this out. Oh, there we go. 2 meals, 2 sets of pork chops, 2 different flavors. Let's take it in the house and see what they look like. A little light on the subject. Okay, so I'm going to separate them. Oh, those look good. So these are the ones we did with Dijon and seasonings. And these are the ones we did with the roasted garlic and onion jam.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I thought that'd be your favorite.
Yep.
Okay.
Sun-powered.
Sun-powered food. Heat out of the kitchen. There you go, guys. That's the Sun oven dinner. Here shortly, I'm going to start the grill and get that going for dinner tonight. We'll leave these over the weekend. Okay guys, so our third way of cooking today for no heat in the kitchen is our grill. Now, like I think I said before, and if I didn't say it, I'll say it now. I have not been a griller before. Chris has always done our grilling, but last year it was so hot and I needed to have dinner ready when he got home, or for whatever reason, I just asked him to teach me how to grill. So the biggest thing I had to learn, honestly, was how to start the charcoal. So that's what we're going to do real quick. I've already poured the charcoal into the pipe, And now I'm going to put the paper underneath the bottom, light it up, and let's see if we can get some charcoal started. So let's put some charcoal in here. Paper, watered up, ripped up paper in the bottom, and then I'm going to light it. I'll light it, and let's get this thing going. You can already see the smoke coming up. So our paper's lit. It's going to be smoking for a bit. All the coals are ready. We'll come out and we'll put the grates back down on the grill and get our brats, deer brats, our homegrown, homemade deer brats. Chris takes all the meat, and with some buddies they get together for a day and they process meat and they make all kinds of things. We have like sausage and brats and like summer sausage, all kinds of stuff. So this is brats that we made ourselves, we being Chris. Okay, so now that we have our charcoal ready, we're going to pour it out and store that underneath. I'm going to put the grates back on, let them get hot so I can clean them off. And we'll be ready to cook. And yes, it is hot standing here, but it's not heating up my kitchen where I might, you know, go to sleep tonight in my house. It's not heating up my house. Close that off. We can actually watch here for a second. It'll watch the temperature go up. It'll move up pretty quick. Adjust the flow for everything. And you can see it moving. Okay. There are our brats. Deer meat, pork, and cheese. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And we're going to come over here, scrub the grill clean. Now, we'll load it up with our dinner. There we go. We'll come back out in a little bit and check on it. Okay guys, now that the stuff on the grill is going, this has had a chance to cool off. So I will tuck it away. You'll see that there's a little bit of juice down the bottom. That's just from the moisture on the screen and maybe a little meat juice. I'll clean that up. But for right now, I'm just going to close this up like this. Now, I will tell you that one of the reasons I can do this out in the middle of my yard with my dogs and my animals running around is that that gray seal that is around the door seals all the smell in. So no animal can smell this. You won't get dogs or cats or goats or anything coming after it because of the smell. They might come after it because they're curious, but they're not going to, if they get too close to it, they're going to realize it's hot and they're not going to bother it. So we've locked down the door. I'm going to pull in these two sides here on the reflectors. And it folds up nice. It comes down, shuts down. It has a little strap here. Got the strap on it. Now I'm going to come back here to the back, and we have to take this foot and put it up level. Now I don't ever put it in the top one because it makes it just that much harder to get it down later. For some reason, I have a trouble with the top one. Now, we'll pick it up by its handy handle and carry it off to where we store it. Dinner, no heat in the kitchen. So thanks guys for joining me today on this fun little trip of cooking 3 meals, 3 different ways, and no heat in the kitchen. Chicken's not going to be done for a little while. If I get a chance, I'll videotape that. But at the moment, I'm going to say goodbye. And I hope you guys have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you later. Love y'all. Bye.